All right, here we go. Welcome. Okay. So we are continuing with Torah 29. We are holding by paragraph 9. So we're dealing here with how to prevent the Shekhinah from having red garments. This is a euphemism for a state of nida, of separation between Yichud and the Shekhinah. It's called that the Gidim, which is also the source of Gidim means blood vessels, also of begodim, which are the garments. It's also vayaged lachem es brit, you would say it's even for dibor. All this is based on the union of begodim, or union of din, and this is if a boygid, somebody is a traitor, it means that he has somebody betrays. It's somebody who twists the trust of another and turns elsewhere. This is a separation. It's a mode of separation. It's a mode of nida, of richuk, of distancing. So we said that this is the nichnas yain yatzasod. The yain is the euphemism for gidin. It's damim. It's dinim. It says al tira yain ki sodom. The epitome of wine is red. It's red wine, and this is called tiroish. If a person drinks it, properly, it becomes rosh. If he drinks improperly, it becomes rash, which is impoverished. And this is, but the zochon, this says it becomes rosh, it becomes a head, is moichin. He retains his moichin, he retains his mental faculties, his intellect. He realizes he's fully connected to his goal in life, to his role in life. This constitutes the drawing of loveliness, of whiteness from the moichin, from the moichin. It's called the noislim levonon, and trickling down from the levonon. This is libuda nemoicha. This is the whiteness of the mind. So we have already explained the two bechinas of tikkun of the malchus. One is the tikkun of the dibur. When there is whiteness inserted into the gidim, then the dibur is mutter. Then you're allowed to talk. Then you can talk. and through the shevach hatzadikim, by praising the tzadikim, you elevate the moichin. This is the in of tikkun malchus, and the second bechina is the tikkun of the averis, of the avoinus that cause a dam nida to the malchus, as it were, and it is through the tikkun abris that you elevate the moichin. And now, in paragraph number 9, Rabbeinu is going to explain the third bechina of tikkun malchus. And summary as follows: V'zeh bechinas. By the way, tonight obviously is Rabbeinu's birthday. Rabbeinu was born on Rosh Chodesh Nisan. A good Chodesh to everyone. As Hashem will have a great Chodesh. Chodesh Nisan, Chodesh of Tshuva. That is, dealing with and business fairly. Anybody whose business dealings is dishonest, he is steeped in greed, in the vice of craving money. And he actually steals from his friend. And this is money. The Gemara calls it domim. It's called, bloods. And when a person does that, the thing which is unique about the exchange of money is different than anything else in many different ways. In and on itself, it's totally amorphous. It's the money itself, the bills, the dollar bills or whatever, are meaningless. It is basically what is designated for the same piece of paper. If it's printed $100 on it, as opposed to $1 on it, it's worth 100 times more. It's a perceived value. It's not a real value. Everything is perceived value, yes, but money specifically, it's totally something. Just a second, let me see here. Okay. Something which is totally perceived. It's an agreement that people agree that that will be worth $1, and this will be worth $100. And the thing is that money in on itself is an ambulatory value. That's what it is. All it is just, it represents value. It means it's a raw, undesignated value with which you can purchase anything. In its root, it comes from a very, very high level. It comes from the same place where the nefesh comes from. And mimela, it is understood that, just one second, mimela, that is the reason why people, the nefesh of a person, craves money, because it's the same mechina. They both stem from the same source. It is unique in the sense that as we said many times before, money troubles is something which is constant, because people need money constantly. At the time where a person suffers from money problems, it feels like the end of the world. But when it passes and a person gets money, it feels like it was never lacking. Unlike any other problems that when a person has, it could be relationship or health or whatever it is, that even after they go away, it leaves a residue. A lack of money or money problems do not leave any residue. Once you get the money, they're gone. You even forget how it felt not to have money. You have money, finished. There's nothing more to talk about. As well as money is something that, being that the person needs it all the time, people, money problems usually, on almost 99% of the cases, they finish. They come to a certain kind of conclusion. The only thing that can make money lethal is super greed, to the point where the money itself is killing a person. People become criminals or whatever it is. But the main union of money is the main factor, is the biggest taiva. It makes a person, that's the main test of a person in this world. Even taiva sniuf, which we spoke about before, taiva sniuf in and on itself is something which comes up periodically. Anybody that is infected with taivas momen, it's basically 24/7 kind of affair. It never leaves a person. And the main nisayon of Avodas Hashem is masu matan be'emunah, is honest dealings. That's the hardest thing. You have an opportunity, you're saying, I'll make a little more, I'll make some more, I'll make more money, I'll do this, I'll do that. I'll quote unquote help HaKadosh Baruch Hu to get me more money. Emunah, this is the main nisayon. That's when somebody is gazels is chaver, he awakens the domim. B'fchinas madua odom nilvushecha. Why are your garments reddened? And it causes dam nido to the Shechina. This is what it says in Yecheskel, v'zovam lenida. It means that the Alpi Pshat over there, Yecheskel is talking about idols which are made out of gold. And the Gemara uses this zovam lenida. How do you know that Avodah Zarah is metama like a nida? That's the pasuk. V'zavam lenida, and their gold, their idols, is like a nida. It is metama, and that's what the Gemara says. V'domim tate mashma. Domim have two meanings. Domim is shown dam, which is blood, and dam shol mamon is domim. Dam shalom, you're supposed to pay money. As you hainu dam nido al-yedei moment. It causes dam nido. It means both things, both blood and money. It means that the spiritual dam nido, as it were, that is being affected to the Shechina, is caused by money. That's why gzela, robbing, is called beged. It says uveged bogdim bogdu, and robbery. Traders have robbed before the Geula. It means to say, the pasuk means to say that before the Geula Shleimo, robbers will come. Robbers after robbers, bands of robbers after robbers will come in Am Yisrael, and Am Yisrael will be plundered. So we see that gezel and plundering are called beged. I know that through the gezela and the beziza and the plundering of the money, it causes a bechina of dam nir l'shchina. That is the pgam of godin. This is the damage. This is it's caused to the beged, to the garments. Bchinas, he says, the tamid chochem shenimtza revav al bigdoi, that a stain has been found on his beged. It says chayav misa, because even the garment of a tamid chochem is a spiritual metzias, and therefore it has to be kept very clean. Shenimtza revav al begodov. The Shechina is called koved. Koved is the outer layer. Garments clothes are the outer layer. And this is what it says, Ubogdim, Ubeged Bogdim Bagodu, Targum Yonason is Ubezuze, Ubezuze de Bezuze. Plunderers and plunderers after plunderers. But the word zuzim in Aramaic means money. Zuz, soon Zat Hashem of Pesach, Abba, Zabin, Chadegadia, Pitri Zuze, right? The more that a person has, the more money a person has, the more money he wants, the more money he covets. So we have spoken before that the main tikkun of the limud is that a person should teach in order to learn, teach, keep, and do. So that's the thing that makes sure that the Torah doesn't make a dent, goes one ear and out the other, of any dishonest pupil, which means any pupil that is not 100% focused on serving Kadosh Baruch Hu with what he learns, and you mean what you teach him in order to learn and teach and keep and do, you are boring as heck for that Talmud. And the words do not make any kind of impression on him. And this is, and so we know what is the tikkun of the limud. This is the main tikkun of business dealings. In other words, the very same way that we had an idea on how to actually fix the teaching, now we have an advice on how to make sure that business dealings are not harmful. That a person should aim in every single step that he takes, and every single word that he utters, that a person speaks during the Masal Matan, that your inner kavana, your kavana should be to make a profit, so that you'll be able to give tzedakah. Obviously, to give tzedakah, included in that is to pay one's debts and to pay one's bills. That tzedakah is the tikkun klolish of the dominion of the money. Ki tzedakah u b'chinas klolius hagidin. Tikkun abrisis klolius hagidin. It is the total encompassing totality of all the gidin, and it pulls whiteness to all the gidin, to all the spiritual blood vessels. The same way, tzedakah injects all the person's money. Person gives meiser, and gives all the person's injects into all a person's money. As it says zero tzedakah, saw for yourself to tzedakah. It is that tzedakah is what is alluded here, is that tzedakah is a bechina of zera, of seeding. That's zera gad. And the Chazal said, and the Zohar said, what is zera gad? Is they're talking about the man. The man was like a zera gad, like a seed of a plant called gad. And the Zohar said this is a euphemism for tipa chivarta, for a white drop. It means that tzedakah is causing whiteness to be introduced from the moichin. That when you aim to give tzedakah, it is found that you are zeichet abchina of tzedakah, and this elevates the moichin. It elevates the mental faculties. It elevates your intellect. It connects you to your real purpose in life. Bivchinas Moicho chivro kekaspa. Tikkun Zohar. Zohar says Tikkun Zohar. It says a mind, a brain that is white as silver. A mind, a brain white as silver means that whiteness is being drawn from that moich to all the giddim, and that is mevatel, that cancels out the bechina of domim, of redness, that was in the giddim before, because of tamud moran and robbing and gzela. And this is how a person is reiche to parnosa without much toil. As we said before, ve'aman kezera gadu, man, there was no toil, didn't have to work for the man. It came down for free from heaven, as much as you needed. Every person got as much as you needed. That al dei zeh zera gad is through the bechina of zera gad. Yazoichet bechina of man means parnosa without sorrow. And this is in Tzedakah's bechina zera gad. Al shem zeh, it is called masa umatan. That's why it's called masa umatan, that it has a tikkun to bchinas begodim, the bchinas domim. Masa, a load. Masa umatan means a load and a gift, and giving. Loading and giving. This is masa umatan. So this is in the Hebrew way of business dealings, which is masa umatan, which is loading, a load and giving. It says about Averis, my sins have overcome my head, like a heavy load. They're too heavy for me to bear. This is the 365 lavin of the Torah that are overcoming the head, the moichin, as we said. And we said in Dot Zayin, when the bloods are overcoming, they squeeze into the spritz into the moich, they press the moichin, it causes, this kind of nefila, this kind of falling, this kind of a spiritual epilepsy, where a person constantly falls down and cannot control it. That the domim are heavy on the minds. This is the damage of the garments. The Shechina is b'chinas begodim, and therefore it's being damaged. It is heavy, and it is too heavy for me. The b'chinas melech hakoved. Melech hakoved, the king of honor. This is the Shechina. The koved. So koved is honor. This is the malchus. On the other hand, we have another organ, which is not the moichin, it's called the koved, that's the liver. Koved is the same word as it's spelled the same way that koved is spelled, but without the vav. It's koved. It's not kovoid, but koved. Koved is pchinas domim. A liver is full of blood. That's the purification factory of a person, of any animal's blood. From all the toxins and all the impurities that the person ingests during eating, breathing, whatever it is, everything goes to the cleansing factory, which is the liver, and being cleansed and being sent on clean from all impurities. The koved is pchinas domim. This is koved is filled with blood. That's the one organ of an animal that cannot be koshered, that is totally full with blood. It has to be, only with fire. It has to be grilled. It's the only way to kosher liver. You cannot salt it and just take the blood out of it, because it's all blood. Koved hainu pchinas domim. Shakoved, the liver, moledam, it is full with blood. Shu pchinas dam nidam, that signifies the dam nidanal, And we said it causes the Shechina. That's the remez that the person is causing a covet, a liver, as it were, dam nida, leyichbedu, to the honored one. That's the Shechina. So it is found that the fact that the masa matan, this mischar, is called masa, a carrying, a load, it says about the pgam that is caused in the Shechina through the Tavis moment in Gezela. And okay, but that's not the only way, that's not the only name of Masa Matan. It's only part of it. It's only Masa. What about Matan? Matan is also then. Matan ubechinas tikun akloli. That's tzedakah. You're giving tzedakah. Averis are a load that you cannot possibly carry. It calls them nida. The tikun is matan, is you give tzedakah. B'chinas matan odom yochim, a person gives tzedakah, that widens the olam haba of a person. B'chikeshes abris shu tzaddik. As I said, the tzaddik is choyne v'noisen. The tzaddik borrows, lends and gives. The tzaddik, which is the noisen, that's at tzedakah, the pras matan, the tzedakah and tikkun abris are the same thing. So we have the load, masa, is the averis that causes dam nida, and matan, matan is the giving of tzedakah, that's the rectification, that's the tikkun for it. This is what Chazal said, beficha, that which is in your mouth, zot tzedakah. This is the tzedakah. It means it makes the dibur, talking, open and possible. As we said before a person was misaken tikkun klali, the domim are not rectified yet. The dibur is forbidden. Tzedakah is b'chinas tikkun klali, and that's why through tzedakah, when a person gives tzedakah, the dibur is allowed. The dibur comes forth. We have to understand, we're not talking about the bechina of dibur of Sodis HaTorah. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a different nekuda of, we have our own problems of being able to speak to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is something that people often have problems with. It's also the difficulties in davening, the regular tefillas, Shachris, Mincha Ma'ariv, and Shul. The tikkun for that, is tzedakah. The averis are causing a disconnect between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When we are disconnected from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's very heavy, it's very difficult to speak to him. The way that we can open up the gate, the way that we can open up the possibility of talking more, of talking with greater kavanah, is by starting every tefillah, whether it is in shul or his Veidadus, with tzedakah. That's what it says, Naton titen u'fatach tiftach. It says when you give it tzedakah, is double netzino, double opening up your hand. Open up your hand, patach tiftach. It says, why does the Torah doubles the lashon? Why does it says it twice? The answer is because it says even 1,000 times. And it says not on titan, even 1,000 times, one after another. So, okay, enough already. I gave. No, come on, how much do you want? No, even 1,000 times, keep on giving. And the second bechina is patach tiftach, open up your hand. But it's also, there's another remez in here, that the Noton Titan, when you are Mekayim, the scene of giving tzedakah, of continuously giving tzedakah, that causes a patoyach tiftach. It causes an opening of the mouth, an opening of the bechina of mouth, the bechina of cognition between a person to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Person is more open to speak to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Person is because the truth is, nothing in this world feels better than when the door to communicating with HaKadosh Baruch Hu opens up. This is the epitome of existence, literally. What does a creation has without its creator? When a creation is communicating with its creator, that's a fulfillment of everything that a creation can possibly be. I'm sure that you have had a few Isbodis, maybe more or less, doesn't matter, but you experience Isbodis in which you felt heard, your heart opened, you were able to communicate everything. And when you're done, suddenly a brand new world opens up to you. You literally realize that you're not the same person as you were when you went out to start talking. So, Noson Titain, continuously give tzedakah, and with this, you will reach a state of Patach Tiftach. Keep on opening. You'll open up your mouth. You'll have dibur to speak to Kodesh Baruch Hu. You feel more chayas. You also have more resolve to overcome all the obstacles that stop you. That stop you being resolute and sit there, or walk there, or stand there, whatever you do, and talk to Kodesh Baruch Hu, even though you feel blocked, even though you feel there's an iron wall between you and Hashem, and you don't feel a thing, but you keep on keeping on, and you keep on knocking at the door, and the door opens. Hashem will bless us all. Chodesh Tov, a tremendous bracha and atzlacha. As we said before, tonight is Rabbeinu's birthday. Rabbi Nachman is Moishian Shel Yisrael. That's the hope of entire Am Yisrael. So, as far as tomorrow night goes, we will start the Mitzvah promptly at 8, and we will finish sometimes around 8:40, because I have to leave. I have a very important phone meeting at 9 o'clock, and I must be at home. So, B'ezrat Hashem, I will see you all tomorrow, B'ezrat Hashem.